Namaste, Jai Hind and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narasimhan, coming to you live from the CNN News 18 primetime studio, presented by Green Lamb Laminates. Well, in Telangana, it's a saga of postscript with twists and Pushpa 2 premiere after the Pushpa 2 premiere theatre stampede. Now, the Hyderabad police sent Allu Arjun a notice summoning him for questioning earlier in the day over this entire stampede episode. The actor left his home at about 10:35 a.m. this morning and he was questioned for nearly 4 hours by the cops. He arrived at the police station at 11 a.m. and left around 2:45 p.m. for his residence. The cops are likely to take the actor to Sandhya Theatre next, where the stampede had occurred. Now, sources have told CNN News 18 that the police asked him questions on whether he was informed of Revati's death, the lady who died there. Did they tell him about the denial of police permit? And what was the basis of the claims that he made at the press briefing on Saturday? Telangana police has released some more CCTV pictures to target the actor and question his whole role. In footage one from the theatre, it shows complete chaos at the theatre and huge crowd that is seen barging inside the theatre despite security staff trying to direct people away from entering the premises in a proper manner. And also in CCTV 2, a man is seen with a wooden stick trying to stop the crowd from barging inside, but is being jostled and pushed by people themselves. Now, this man is seen in the CCTV, as the police claimed, is allegedly the bouncer. But whether he was Allu Arjun's bouncer or part of the security staff of the theatre is yet to be confirmed. Meanwhile, Allu Arjun's bouncer Anthony has been arrested because the cops have identified him as the one who organized all the other bouncers and security staff at the Sandhya Theatre. That is Allu Arjun's security detail. Now, the Congress government has gone all out against the actor Allu Arjun. Telangana Congress MLC Teenmar Malana has filed a case against the actor and said that there was an attempt to deliberately insult cops in the movie Pushpa 2, The Rise. Now, he has urged the director to remove such scenes. Congress Minister Sitaka has questioned the award for Pushpa film and went on to say that films that insult the cops have been awarded. Congress MLA Bhupati Reddy went on to say that Allu Arjun was just an actor and not a superstar and that he would boycott his films if he continued to speak against the Chief Minister. Let's go across to our guests. But there's one question when we see all these pictures, ladies and gentlemen, and to our viewers, think about this. As Dr. Anand Ranganathan, T.R. Srinivas and Brijesh Kalapa join us this evening. Namaste and Jai Hind. It's a 3-word question or 4-word question. Where are the cops? If there is a build-up that's been happening even before Allu Arjun got there, there is an intimation that's come from the Sandhya Theatre owners and that letter is out in public domain. Where are the cops? The ACP and DCP are on record trying to say that they went inside to tell Allu Arjun there is a huge build-up outside. But again, where are the cops? What was the Telangana police doing when they realized that there is an unforeseen, unlikely and unplanned build-up outside a theatre premise and there could be a situation that could go out of control? Can the Telangana police totally absolve itself of any responsibility? If someone is inside a theatre watching a movie, should that person be blamed for a crowd build-up outside? Dr. Ranganathan, where do you stand on this?
Good evening, Anand, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Look, there is a phrase that is often used, but it's used in such a cliched terms that we've actually forgotten one half of it. We remember only the first half. Law and order. The police is there to maintain law and order. So I ask again, without casting doubt, because the investigation is still to be completely conducted and finished, where was the order? Is it not the job of the police to maintain order, especially when the theatre owners have written that, look, we anticipate large crowds, obviously, because this matinee idol is coming and the film is going to be released. And by all means, if you look at the success of this film, it augurs that the crowds would have been absolutely massive. In fact, we're lucky to see the crowd that we did. They could have been 3 or 4 times as much. The tragedy could have been that many fold higher. tragically one life was lost, but we have seen this all before, Anand. There have been dozens who've been lost. I mean, their lives have been lost because of the lackadaisical attitude of the police. So, we remember the law, and of course, the police is acting according to the law, no doubt about it. But where is the order? The order isn't there. When you have the bouncers taking care of the order, something is wrong because the police are absent. So, point number one, the police were absent, which itself points to an investigation being carried out by a neutral agency, not by the police themselves. Number two, this also has to be said, and the justice system has to wake up because there are 11 lakh cases pending. There are 5,000 under trials right now in Telangana jails. 71% of all Indian prisoners are under trials. Here is an actor who's a common citizen like me, Brajesh ji, BJP spokesperson, you and me, Anand, who is arrested, whose case is heard the same day and who gets the bail the same day. So this is not in any way to say that, look, Mr. Allu Arjun is being treated harshly because, as I said, I mean, I gave you the data there, and data is really stark. But the fact also remains that the blame has to be apportioned and the blame has to be taken by the Telangana police. And you would have noticed, I could have easily talked about past antecedents of Congress governments, how they have, for want of a better word, blackmailed actresses and matinee idols going, as far back as Jawaharlal Nehru and Dilip Kumar in Ganga Jamna when it was blocked. I'm not talking about that at all. I want to keep this totally apolitical because this is a matter of law and order. Law is present, order is missing.
Many are actually saying that the people who vandalized threw stones at Allu Arjun's house after the first release of the video by the cops actually got bail faster than Allu Arjun himself, perhaps the system ensured that he spends at least one night in the lockup. Now, who's trying to teach whom a lesson here, Brajesh Kalapa? What's happening here? Has this now become an ego fight? Is there any merit in the argument that perhaps the Chief Minister himself is trying to cobble up some sympathy and trying to establish himself as a people's leader by going after a star? How is it that no heads have rolled with respect to the police bandobast and the cops there themselves? Would you not say that there should... My final question, would you or would you not say that if there is an unprecedented build-up, the cops should have been the first and fastest to react, ensure that they disperse the crowd, rather than wait for 2.5 hours and say, tell an actor, you please go, otherwise the crowds won't go?
See, Anand, I don't know if you're aware, and I don't know if Dr. Ranganathan is aware, that there is a rejection by the police, and that rejection has been endorsed by the theatre authorities, and that letter is on record. It didn't, of course, come during the court proceedings, but I would advise, as far as Mr. Allu Arjun is concerned, that he has been granted bail, he has been enlarged on bail, and if that letter had come, perhaps he would not have been enlarged on bail. So my advice would be to not look a gift horse in the mouth, and actually just since he has taken the benefit of it, and the fact that he has been enlarged on bail, I think the first thing is that there has to be a system in place, right? And first is that as far as actors are concerned, they're extremely popular people. And if the proper regiment is not followed, so I think the first thing is to ensure that a proper regimen is followed. That is that there should be a written permission. If a large crowd is going to be there, there has to be a written permission. To the best of my information, yes, there is a letter from the theatre, but there is no written permission from the government, right? One. Two, in fact, there is a rejection, which the theatre has endorsed, right? So these are the two facts that we are all aware of. Now, point is that one life has been lost and another child is now battling for his life, right? So the basic premise in any case is, be you ever so high, the law is above you. And I find it very difficult, to accept that Mr. Arjun is going through this. It's a sad statement, but still, there has to be a chilling effect at some point in time in order to ensure that the film industry gets its act together. And if the first thing is that if you're going to attribute motives, one, you're going to attribute a motive to the chief minister, but the chief minister on his own cannot get the police system to act in terms of his wishes. Even if
the chief minister is also the home minister of the state.
Acts to grind against.
Please correct
Mr.
me if
Allu
I'm
Arjun.
wrong. The chief minister is also the home minister of the state, Brajeshi. The other part is, Brajeshi, please tell me this. Is there a single message, tweet, post or call from Allu Arjun asking fans to gather because he is going to watch a movie?
No, the
Please say,
fact is that
I'm asking you. I'm asking you. Is there a single public messaging, broadcast, etc., publicizing Allu Arjun that he is going to watch a movie at Sandhya Theatre by Allu Arjun himself or by his PR team?
This question is wholly irrelevant according to me.
It
but
is.
If you think you have
it is very seriously relevant, sir. It is very relevant. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I'm asking you, sir.
It doesn't
one
make
minute.
the slightest difference.
Please hear me
because
out.
actors have been.
No, there is a reason why I'm asking you this, sir.
For years and years, that there has never
there is
been
a reason I'm
asking.
there is a reason.
To say that I'm going to be present at such location,
there is
but
a reason.
Still a large number of fans,
Please
converge at
allow
any
me.
point in the country.
Please allow
not
me.
just in Andhra Pradesh.
Please allow me to complete my question. Please allow me to complete my question. Please allow me to complete my question.
I'm not going to come in the way of it.
No. My simple point is, Allu Arjun and so many other stars go to the airport, go to places, and they are not mobbed every time. It's not the first time he has gone to a theatre. Point is, sir, had he said, I am going to watch a movie, come join me, then somewhere he could have been held responsible for trying to mobilize a crowd or trying to attract attention. This was unplanned. This was unplanned. This was unprovoked. This was unprecedented. But the people who had wind of it, who had an inkling that this could happen, were the cops, because they said, no, we will not give you permission. But if the build-up has happened organically, it has happened on its own, isn't there some responsibility, T.R. Srinivas, of the cops to ensure that A, they don't allow this build-up, B, if there is a build-up, they disperse the crowd, and C, most importantly, there is enough and more bandobast. Why is it that we don't see cops in all of this footage that the cops have claimed that they have collected footage from 10,000 cameras? In those 10,000 cameras, could they find 50 cops?
Thank you, Anand, for this very important debate, and hi to my fellow panelists. This entire incident is really unfortunate. What happened, and our life is lost, and we all are mourning, and we all are really not happy. That it has left a very bad taste. Even Allu Arjun has really felt really bad, and he's working towards some corrective actions for himself. But the point is, the buck stops at the CM's door for the law and order, as you rightly said, since he is the home minister. Because all the film actors, they are demigods in South India, and they carry huge fan following. Even if I don't announce also, there will be huge bombing, because this is the first show of Pushpa, and that is a premiere show. And since the cops also know that Sandhya Theatre have single exit and single entry, it's a place at RTC Crossroads, and it is a very crowded place. Some preempt action, some bandobast should have been there, even if I'm saying if the letter which they say so-called rejected, which appeared after later, they should have been done, because the crowds will go berserk in seeing their favorite actor, and certainly this should happen. But having said this, there are the statements which are now flying left and right, and the attack on his house, his family members, and the things are getting established. I sometimes wonder, is somebody trying to say, यहाँ के पुष्पराज हम ही हैं, हमसे पहले देखो, हमसे बड़ा कोई नहीं है? Is this what is being spread down the message? Because there is a chronology. You started with Hydra. You scared the film industry by bringing down the structure of Nagarjuna N convention. And it is going to, now you're attacking Allu Arjun. Let the law take its own course. You could have done it very silently and very maturely. You're scaring away the Tollywood industry that they'll certainly take a flight to Andhra Pradesh. Now this, if you see in the other angle, this is a very perfect, picture perfect moment for the Honorable CM to deflect attention on the 6 guarantees, what he is giving. Now everything, first the fear of Hydra is still going on. Now fear of Tollywood, fear for the Tollywood, these actions. Everything in the public perception and the mind is getting diverted to other section rather than the governance, the real governance.
So you are actually attaching far greater motive than the occurrence of an incident or otherwise. The other point is that if there was going to be a threat, and if there going to be a stampede like situation and a crowd that we saw, the kind of crowd built up, you think, Dr. Ranganathan, that an Allu Arjun would have actually come there with his family? He was there with his father-in-law, he was there with his children, he was there with his wife. They had come in another car. 2 cars had entered that place. So the crowd allows the car to enter. That time it is all right. They also make an emergency exit after whatever 2 hours and full length of the movie, and the cops are upset that he sat there to watch a whole movie. But him sitting inside the theatre is a security threat and an issue. But the crowd outside and controlling that and dispersing that crowd is not the duty of the cops.
And not only that, just a slight correction, in the letter that was written by the theatre owners to the Assistant Commissioner of Police, I have it, and I have read it. Slight correction, they do mention, although they do not name Allu Arjun, they say, and I quote, "They arrange and provide police bandobast at Sandhya 70mm RTC X roads, Hyderabad in connection, because there will be a heavy fans crowd." This is what they say, quote unquote. So the theatre owners clearly asked for police permission, police order to be maintained there. They clearly said that the heroine would be coming. They clearly anticipated a large fan crowd. Now the police did not act. So I think the blame has to be on both the Sandhya theatre. Why did they go ahead? If I'm just going by what Brajesh ji is saying, that the police did not give permission, although it seems very likely that the theatre owners would stop and not go ahead if the police permission was not given, because normally these things are taken very seriously. So unless Brajesh ji has a document that we are not privy to, I would say that the police possibly just nodded and just did not act on this at all.
No, the other thing is, Anand Ranganathan, from your own wisdom, and T.R. Srinivas, your own wisdom, please tell me, who would you first want to arrest? Accused number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? You want to arrest them, right? In a particular case, Brajesh Kalapa has more legal acumen than all 3 of us put together. He's a practicing lawyer, both in the High Court and the Supreme Court. He plies his wares. So clearly the cops should go after accused number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least. Brajesh Kalapa. Allu Arjun is accused number 11. He was one of the first to be dragged out of his house, taken to the court and put inside a lockup, and made to stay there overnight. And he is the only person who's being talked. He is accused number 11 as per the cops.
Anand, any soft regime would do exactly like you said. Any soft regime would do exactly like you said and take on some, people who are very incidental to the whole issue, and then put them in. And a lot of people do that. For instance, even in Morbi, when the bridge collapsed. And
let's not deflect. Let's come back to here. So, are you saying that Revant Reddy-led government is a soft regime? Are you saying that they are deliberately targeting Allu Arjun?
Then I think your understanding is wholly wrong. I think your viewers would understand.
Please correct me.
I am saying that a soft regime would do that like it happened in the Morbi, the bridge collapse, where some incidental people were taken in and the main accused was let free. That doesn't happen. See, if a strong regime takes the biggest and takes the bull by the horns, and I would give you credit to the Chief Minister, I'd say that, look, if you're going to set the whole state in order, it's extremely unpopular to take on the biggest star in the country.
But he is accused number 11 in the case, sir. He is not accused number 1. The cops who have the cops
number 1, 2, and 3 and all that.
No, the main
ultimately
no. In the
whole menace. The
You
whole
are
menace, if you
you
wish
are
to
a
call it
lawyer.
that,
You are a
is
lawyer,
all-
Brijesh Kalappa. I know you have faced with situations where you have to argue the inarguable or defend the indefensible. But please, I'm sure even from your own wisdom, you would say the cops have themselves named him as
I hope
accused
you
number
appreciate
11.
that
The
I don't
cops have
represent
named him
the-
as accused number 11, and
I
the
don't
cops have
represent
gone
the
only
Telangana
after
government.
him. What about accused number 1, accused number 2, accused number 3? Ask them if there was dereliction of their own duty and if they did something wrong or if they triggered a stampede. You can ask them. Allu Arjun is accused number 11, and the DCP, SHO is crying and doing all sorts of. They are showing that they can also perform. Is that what they are trying to do? What is it that then the motive is? Then does the argument not stick that someone has decided I need to teach this guy and via him the entire Telugu film fraternity a lesson?
Exactly.
हाँ, fire कौन है मेरे को दिखाना है. Is that what he is trying to do?
Can I answer? May I answer?
Yeah, yes,
What is the
please.
question? Yeah, so Anand, see, first thing is I don't represent the Telangana government. I never met the chief minister. I don't represent the Congress party, right? I'm speaking as a citizen, right? And I in the first place when this all actually began, I was totally on Allu Arjun's side, right? So these are the basic facts. But when you see that how difficult it is to administer a state when such incidents occur, I feel that I should put my lot behind the government of Karnataka, who has taken an extremely unpopular stand.
Government of Telangana. Yeah.
If
That was a
one
slip.
movie has earned 1,000 crore in just a matter of days, it's extremely unpopular what the chief minister is doing. But I salute him for it because not many people have the guts to do it.
Sir, he is the home minister of the state. If he does not back his own police, the cops will also, he is also put in a position. My point is, I don't think anybody realized that it's going to take a turn like this. And the fact is that did the Home Minister T.R. Srinivas of the state of Telangana think that he would be able to ride public sentiment on this one? And has that boomeranged? The other thing is this a way to try and gloss over the inefficiencies and the inactivity of the police that comes under the Home Minister of the state?
Anand, I would take a bigger picture here in inaction and inactivity, not of police department and of the entire the government. What is happening since last 1 year? We are seeing the progress, and we are seeing the crime rate also, which has appeared in the various newspapers. 41% has gone up. Now, the talk on the common man, what is he talking is about is whether this has gone into a personal level, because the way on the floor of the house, whether these statements were really necessary to make, or whether they were out of the political context, whether he wanted to tell the Tollywood that yes, this is what I am, you have to toe my line, otherwise things are not going to be rosy.
Correct.
This is what is going on. This is what everybody has interpreted. Nobody in the era of information technology and everybody analysis going on left and right, people are wise enough to deduce and analyze what exactly is happening.
Mr. Revant Reddy is a capable leader. He may have his aspirations, and he may have this in his heart that he wants to be taken seriously. But respect cannot be caught by the dint of a danda. It has to be earned. And it is your achara, that means how you present yourself and project yourself, that also leads to one getting respect or earning the respect. This fact is the words that he used and the way he came out as Chief Minister and Home Minister also point in a different direction. But most importantly, that someone who is accused number 11 in an incident that has happened is the one who's been prima facie targeted like this, whereas the 1 to 6 nobody is talked about and nobody is focusing on. It's really perhaps this one's backfired for Mr. Revant Reddy.